This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to be joined by the savage Alen Babic over Zoom. Alan, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Thank you very much for the invite. Doing great, bro. Doing great. Did my 2 sessions today, just resting now and talking to you guys. It's a pleasure as always.
No, it's a pleasure's all mine, Alan. I appreciate you giving up some time. Obviously, you're gearing up to come back over to the UK to fight once again on the Dillian White Alexander Povetkin undercard. How's kind of this training camp been going?
Well, it's perfect. Everything is perfect. So everything I do, it's good. Because my fights don't last past 2 rounds. So I'm not changing nothing yet. I think my next 5 opponents will be the same. Very short kind of fight. So I'm not gonna change nothing. So everything is good. This is what I do my whole life. So just now people see it. That's it. That's the only difference.
We've gotten used to seeing the Savage produce some explosive and powerful performances, certainly over here in the UK. When you return on the Dillian White Alexander Povetkin card, are you still in that same kind of mindset? You want to produce something explosive, or have you ever thought, I want a few more rounds in case the time comes when you can't stop an opponent?
No, listen, it's gonna be all the same. That's why people love me. That's why people will watch me. They don't want to watch me box 8, 10 rounds. Nobody's interested in that. You're not interested in that. You want to see Savage do his thing. I'm gonna do it. I want to do it for the fans. I'm just doing what the fans want me to do, and it's been great. We have a good communication. I have a good thing with the fans. And you are my strength. So I can take on mountains with you guys. So I'm gonna, give you that. I'm gonna give you bloodbath.
Alan, we obviously know that yourself and Tom Little have had a variety of kind of exchanges, whether it be over, Instagram or I remember watching you do an interview after your last fight with Niall Kennedy, and then you FaceTimed him. Is that the fight? Is that fight you will be entertaining on November 21st?
Well, I think it's like 90%. I think it's done deal, but it's not out yet, so I shouldn't supposed to say. But I think it's like 100%. Tom Little, he's training. He's been good. He says he's in shape, so I'm very glad about that. And we have an agreement. It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's not gonna be nothing beautiful, nothing, ticklish and stuff. It's just gonna be two guys in the middle of the ring. Like old school guys.
Provided obviously it is rubber stamped, that's what I was going to ask you. Are you just preparing for another kind of war type of fight? Well, I know you always prepare for that, but are you expecting
Yeah.
Tom to bring us something similar to what you bring into the ring?
Listen, like I said, I don't need to prepare. I'm like that. You can ask Dillian. I offered myself to fight Devil on the 1 day notice. So I'm always in shape. I'm always in the same kind of shape. Today I had war in my gym for 10 rounds. So it's nothing like preparing for. Tom is a good guy. I think he's on a downside. Because he didn't win a fight like in 2 years. So I don't think he can have much chance. But this is a great opportunity for him also. If he beats me, he's gonna be back at it. But I don't think he doesn't have the knockout punch. He's crazy as I am. He's not crazy as I am, but he's crazy. But he doesn't have the power to come with it. I think he's gonna take a step back as soon as he feels me. Even though he said he's not gonna do it, but I think he will. Like everybody. Neil Kennedy said he's gonna stand and slug, but that was not the case.
You said there at the beginning of your answer you offered to fight Dave Allen on 1 day's notice. I take it, was that for what should have been his fight this weekend, which fell through? Did you offer for that fight, I take it?
Yeah, I wrote it all over Instagram. As soon as Lovejoy fall off, I said, if you want that fight, just call me. Just give me a ticket to London, and I'll fight him. That just shows how I'm ready to fight. I want to do something different. I don't want to just wait and be quiet and win these 8 rounders and stuff. No, I want to do something different. I want next year to be a fucking bomb. I want to do something. I want to fight 10 times in the year. So let's see. I mean, as long as you fans want to see me, I want to be here. So I want to entertain all of you.
We've seen Tom Little come out and say that he also offered to fight Dave Allen on short notice. If it was your choice, Alan, who would you rather fight, Tom Little or Dave Allen?
Well, listen, Dave Allen is a bigger name. He is a bigger name. He is on a kind of a winning streak. So he's definitely bigger deal. You know, I would say like that. I like Tom much more. Tom is my friend. Tom is my friend, and Dave Allen is not. But I think Dave Allen is has an upper hand. You know, so I will fight Dave Allen. I want to fight Dave Allen as soon as possible.
I want to get your thoughts on kind of the heavyweight scene at the minute, Alan. There's a lot which has gone on over the past week or so. Let's start off with this past weekend where we saw Alexander Usyk defeat Derek Chisora. What did you make of Alexander's performance?
Well, it was brilliant for me. You know, I enjoyed that fight, and I have a lot of guys telling me they enjoyed it. They didn't even follow boxing, but they watched that fight. It was pure bull and matador fight. You know, so it was Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier kind of styles. You know, you can't. It was styles. Styles makes fights. You know, people forget that. It was a perfect fight. I mean, Alexander Usyk is something else. You know, because Chisora with those little gloves, it's it's a catastrophe waiting to happen, you know, for Usyk, and he just managed to get out of every punch by a inch, you know, and it was a good fight. I enjoyed it. I watched it. I watched it 3 times already. It was a good fight.
You said you watched it 3 times already. What scoring did you settle on?
No, I would say the same as the judges. No, maybe a little closer, but I would give Usyk the win. No, I think he was better. I think he did show much more boxing than Chisora, and ultimately he did win 7-5 and stuff. You know, I think he did win.
Watching Alexander in that fight, a lot of people still kind of looking at him, wondering just how far he can go in the heavyweight division, Alan. In your opinion, has he given you confidence he can win a world title at heavyweight, or do you feel he's still too small? What are your thoughts?
No, he's not small. I'm the same build as Alexander Usyk. We're not small. People forgot who are the true heavyweights. You know, Muhammad Ali was 86 kilos in his first fight. You know, people forget that. You know, because of the Klitschko's and Valuyevs and stuff. Everybody gotta be big. No, we don't. You know, I'm telling you, I fought some smaller men than me. They are far more dangerous than the bigger guys. I never lost a heavyweight bout, not even in amateurs, not in pro. So I think he can go as far as being the world champion. I think he's Baba Yaga. You know, he's the only guy who I'm a little upset of. You know, I don't like Usyk. I wouldn't like to fight him. You know, he's crazy good. He's crazy. He has skills, bro. You know, he has skills.
With Alexander, obviously, he's the mandatory to face Anthony Joshua. We don't know, obviously, if that will happen next because AJ's looking at facing Fury if he beats Kubrat Pulev. But Frank Warren's come out today and said if AJ was to vacate his WBO title, he would be happy to make Daniel Dubois versus Alexander Usyk. If Daniel defeated Joe Joyce, what are your thoughts, Alan? Would he be able to defeat Alexander Usyk, or would Alexander Usyk defeat Daniel Dubois?
Well, I think it will be a similar fight to Chisora fight. You know, Dubois is somewhat technical better, but doesn't have that kind of raw, the raw tenacity. You know, doesn't have that kind of pressure. So I don't know how I would put my money in Usyk again. You know, because I think we are living in Usyk era. You know, I think this is gonna be a Usyk era in like 2 short years. He's gonna be a champion because he's just so good. You know, he's so good. And Chisora came in better than any no, he was better than any time in his life. Like he couldn't do nothing. You know, past 3 rounds he couldn't do nothing to him. So people don't know how it is in the ring. You know, it's such a small place. You can't run. People say he ran. You can't run. If you run from me, I'm gonna knock you out. If Usyk ran, Chisora would knock him out. You can't run from guys like that. You know, so he didn't run. He boxed. He boxed his feet off. You know, he was beautiful.
And something else which was fairly big news-wise that came out over the weekend. We saw Deontay Wilder release a video on Saturday night accusing Tyson Fury of tampering with his gloves. And then he also said that his trainer, Mark Breland, was disloyal for throwing him a towel and also accused him of spiking his drink. Just kind of, what are your thoughts on Deontay's video and the accusations?
Well, that's all shit accusation. It makes me sick. You know, we don't do that. You know, we shouldn't supposed to do that. You know, I'm not gonna say, oh, he punched me in the eye. Oh, who the fuck cares? It's a war. It's a battle. You did go to battle and you lost. Just take it like a man. You know, I don't like it because when he said that, I can't even look at his fights anymore. I don't like Wilder no more. You know, I think something is happening with his head, and it's not good. It's not good stuff. You know. I think Tyson Fury beat him psychologically even before the fight. He was a beaten man, you know. Tyson Fury is just he's a stronger guy, you know. He's just stronger man. You can't take nothing away from him. You know, he boxed his shoelaces off. You know, so I think Wilder is just talking nonsense, bro.
Moving on with that, what do you make of kind of him saying that Mark Breland was disloyal, obviously throwing him a towel, and then saying that he was his drink was spiked and he feels that Mark could have had something to do with it?
Listen, if somebody beats me over poisoned water, I'm gonna quit boxing. You know, stop being a fucking pussy. You know, why don't you take care of your own water? You're not stupid. I mean, nobody can do that to me. I do my stuff. I believe in my people. If you choose the wrong people, fuck you. You should be poisoned. You know, don't choose the wrong people. That's so easy. You know, what are you, stupid? You can't know who is in your corner, who is not. I don't understand. You know, so it would be. I would never say something like that. You know, because I would look bad. It would look bad on me. You know, who is these guys that I chose that poisoned me? What kind of man am I? You know. So I think if he did poison, it's only his fault. You know, there's nothing to be talking, bragging about it. You know, he brags about it now. Oh, I was poisoned. I was this. I think he's delusional. You know?
Alan, with Tyson, we've seen Frank Warren come out today and confirm that an offer's been made to Kabayel to face Tyson Fury on December 5th. What do you make of that fight if Kabayel signs the contract?
Well, I was in Accusations camp. You know, I sparred Accusations. Yeah, I was in camp in Dusseldorf. He's a good guy. You know, we didn't have some good friendship. You know, but he's a good. We did only 2 rounds. He didn't want to spar after. I don't know why, but it's okay. Because I do very hard sparring. You know, I don't do those sparrings like sparring partners. Like I said, I'm not a great sparring partner because I go too hard every time. You know, Dylan can tell you that. So he didn't like the sparring, but he has a right hook, right straight from hell. You know, he has a very powerful right. So I think it's gonna be a good fight. You know, it's not the best fight that I want to see as a fan of boxing, but I think for sure it's gonna be a good fight. He beat Chisora. You know.
Alan, we're obviously getting ready to see your manager get back in the ring in Dillian White. How's he been looking?
Oh, great. Dylan has always been great, you know. And after that loss, he just took it up, like training the day after, you know. And since that day, he's been good. He's been great. So I think he's gonna finish the job this time. You know, he got that shot because of his popularity, because of his fan base, you know, because of all of things he is. So I think he's gonna use it wisely, you know.
What do you think we should see from Dillian this time round in the fight with Alexander Povetkin, Alan? I remember when he obviously dropped Alexander twice, a lot of people were saying, you know, why did Dillian decide not to kind of jump on him the way the Savage would, the way that people expect you to kind of be ferocious and on top of him? In the past, Dillian would have done that, whereas this time round he's maybe, you know, a little bit more cautious. Obviously, he's in with a very heavy hitter in Alexander Povetkin, but with all that in mind, what do you think we should see from Dillian in a rematch? Something a bit more raw, or?
Yeah, I think he should go a little bit back, you know, to fight like old Dillian. You know, I think he would destroy Povetkin because Povetkin is a great guy. If you box with him, he's the best boxer. He's Olympic winner. You know, he's Olympic champion. You don't box with Olympic champions. You battle them. You know, you gotta go out your way to make him discomfort. You know, and if you wait for him and pick your shots, it's not gonna end well. You know, and that's what Dillian did wrong. He knows that. I think we're gonna see an old Dillian again, you know, ferocious kind of Dillian.
Alan, we will leave that there now, and I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. I appreciate you giving up some time, but before I let you go, final word to yourself. What would you like to say to all of your fans from around the world?
Well, I love you. You know, I love my fans, and that love is just keep growing from the day on. You know, so it's been great. I can't wait to be back in England, and me and Tom Little are gonna give you a good old bar fight. You know, like phone box fight. You know, it's not gonna be a lot of running, a lot of technical stuff, but it's gonna be old school, bro. You know? And I know people are gonna tune in because people miss that kind of fights. You know, and we can provide it. We can't be, I know, Lomachenko versus Usyk, but we can be two guys hitting each other till one passes out. You know, so for that kind of people, we're gonna make a show. And thank you all my fans once more.
Alan, thank you for your time tonight, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Always, brother, always.